We're going to be installing a new fan in our Lance 1985, and I'm going to show you what we're installing in this episode of Travels with Delaney. Welcome back, everyone. If this is your first time here at Travels with Delaney, welcome. My name's Patrick, and we're your channel all about RVing and living life to the fullest. Bringing you over 15 years of experience doing RVing, just trying to share with you what we can to help make your RVing experience a little bit more enjoyable. So today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be upgrading one of the fans in our 2020 Lance 1985 travel trailer. Now, it came with a 10-speed fantastic fan in the bedroom, living room area, and then it came with one of those just real simple fans in the bathroom. Now, the fantastic fans are great, and it does have a built-in rain sensor. The problem, though, is, number one, you do need to put one of those big covers over it if you want to leave it open going down the road, or you want to try to leave it open during rain. The downside, though, is we're finding even when it's raining, even though we have a big cover over it, it still will periodically want to shut itself down. And honestly, we're just really big fans of the fan we're installing today. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that fantastic fan from the bedroom area back to the bathroom, and that's going to be a huge upgrade in our bathroom. It's, again, the fantastic fan is a really nice fan, but what we really wanted, what we really love to go into the living bedroom area is this fan right here. This is a Maxxair Deluxe. This is a 7000 series, and we installed one of these in our new Camp Tab 400 and absolutely loved it. Now, the thing we love about this is you do not have to put one of those big covers on it. This fan is automated. It goes up and down, but in essence, it has a built-in rain shield on it, so you can leave it up, you can leave it running when it's raining out, and that we love. It also has 10 speeds, and it has a built-in thermostat, so if you want to set a temperature, you can do that, and it'll come on and off to keep the temperature where it is. Obviously, it also does intake and outtake, so you can have the fan blade going either direction. We absolutely love these. Now, this one I purchased on Amazon for around, I believe, $325, $350. That's about what I spent the last time when we installed one in the Tab 400. Now, the last time we had New Camp install it, and I want to say the labor charge on that was around $150. Today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to do this ourselves. I called and asked my brother-in-law, Darren, to come over again, and we're going to work to remove the fantastic fan, remove the bathroom fan, do that quick swap, and then we're going to drop this new one in. So this should be a fairly simple install, and we'll try to talk you through it as we do it. So first thing we need to do is start removing covers from the current fans, and then start working on the dreaded part, removing the die core. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start back here on the bathroom, and I need to remove these 4 nuts so that we can remove this Maxxair cover. And again, the idea why we had these covers installed at the dealership was so that we could keep our fans open going down the road and when it was raining out. So these are typically $35 to $50 to purchase one of these covers, and then if you haven't put on a dealership, then they're going to charge you labor. These are definitely things you could put on yourself if you wanted to. The other thing I'd recommend is if you're buying a new RV, if they're not willing to negotiate on price of the RV, maybe they will work with you in adding some accessories like these. And again, we've always been big fans of these from the standpoint of we want to be able to keep those fans open even if it's raining outside. So, got my 4 bolts off, or nuts, and then it looks like I've just got my backup camera wires secured right here with some zip ties. So let's see if we can go ahead and cut these off without cutting our wires. And probably should have gotten a better knife. There's 1. And there's 2. So I'm just going to set those wires off to the side. And now the whole cover will come off just like that. I'm just going to set that off to the side. And so here you can see is this bathroom fan. Now this is the chintzier, definitely, of the two. This is one way. It only takes air out. It's a very small blade, and it works, but it's just not what we want. So what we need to do now is I need to start removing all of this old die core from around here. This is going to be the time-consuming part. We've got to get it off so we can reveal the screws, and then we'll go ahead and we'll be able to unscrew this fan. The other thing is I went ahead and did the battery disconnect because I don't want any power to these, and your fans typically run off of 12 volt, so that means they're wired into your battery. So always a good idea to shut the battery off when working with electricity. So this is the fantastic fan that we're going to remove from here in the bedroom area. And then we're also removing the bathroom fan. This one's going back to the bathroom. Let me squeeze through. And you can see I've already removed the cover. This plastic trim piece, 4 screws. And then we have some screws right here that we're going to remove that should release the fan. It's also interesting if you're wondering what your roof of your trailer looks like. So lots of foam. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this. Now that we've got the back one removed and pretty well cleaned up, Darren's working on removing this front one. And again, with this die core, the old die core, it's just a slow process. And I would say, honestly, this is the worst part or the hardest part of doing this. And you just want to go slow because you don't want to puncture your roof membrane. So we're using plastic tools. That way we don't have metal. Now, we did use a little bit of a razor blade knife. As long as you know you're on top of your fan, then you can cut some of that out. But when you get down around the actual roof, you want to be real careful. So this is the fan that's going to go in the back. So we've got the hole in the back basically ready. And then once we get this one out, I can start working on installing it, and then Darren can finish cleaning up here, and then we'll pop the new one in up here. So once we're ready to start installing them, it should go pretty quick. Darren, that one seems to be coming off better than the back one. Is it because you're trying to do it all in one big, you're working the top, you're working the bottom, and then pulling, or?
I think so, maybe.
Okay, which before Darren had got here, I was working on the back one, so I had like cut off what was on top, and then I was able to get the fan out, and then we had to try to get off the part that was on the roof. So
yeah, it's coming off the top really easy. It just peels right off.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is that cheap fan in the back was metal framed, and this more expensive fantastic fan is a plastic frame. That's kind of interesting. So, and everybody remembers Darren from prior videos, so I don't know what I would do without him.
The unqualified service tech.
Yeah, no, you're qualified. If you'll come up on the roof like you are, yeah, it qualifies you, at least for my projects. Yeah, that one looks like it's coming off a lot better and a lot cleaner than the back one. Interesting. Unfortunately, that was all of the footage I got the day of the install. It was starting to get late. We started worrying about whether we could get done. And so at that point, we went into overdrive of getting the new fan installed and moving that fantastic fan. And we totally forgot to film. But I can tell you what we ended up doing was, after we had the roof good and clean from the old butyl tape and the old die core, we ended up adding butyl tape to the lip of our fan and then setting them down in and screwing those into the roof. And then we came back with die core and we used it on all the screw heads and around all of the edges to make sure that we would not have any issues with leaking. Then we ended up going inside, reinstalling the trim pieces and doing the wires. Now, the wiring was really simple. You didn't miss anything. It's basically a positive and a negative. And so we just ended up connecting those to the two wires that were already there from the previous fans, and we're all set. So let's go inside and I'll show you the fans. We'll start back here in the bathroom, where this is a major upgrade from the one we took out. This is the fantastic fan that was out in the bedroom area, and now it is back here. I went ahead and installed the remote for it right here on the side of the medicine cabinet. And again, this is not a bad fan. You can see it's remote controlled, it's thermostat. We can set it to a temperature. We have 10 different speeds, and we can do both air in and out. So it is a good fan, and it's going to be a huge upgrade back here in the bathroom, because that fan that we replaced was a very small blade. It was one speed, and it only took air out. So this gives us lots of options. The other thing is we went ahead and installed the Maxxair fan cover over this, so we can leave this up even if it's raining out or if we're going down the road, to allow fresh air in. Out here in the bedroom living room area is where we made the real upgrade, and that is this Maxxair Deluxe fan. And this fan I love because outside when it's down, it has a very low profile. You don't have to have a cover over it because it has the built-in rain protection. Now, as far as the remote for this fan, I just ended up installing it right over here in the entranceway so that it's easy to get to when we come in if we want to turn it on. This fan also has the thermostat built into it, so we can control it by setting a temperature. It has 10 speeds. It goes both air in and air out. And we've had this same fan in our Tab 400 and absolutely love it. And here you can see the remote. Nice digital display. And you can also hear this running at 100%. It's actually a very quiet fan. This is the fantastic fan running at 100%. This is the Maxxair fan running at 50%. This is the fantastic fan running at 50%. That concludes our upgrade this week on our trailer. Now we have two really good fans in our trailer. We moved that fantastic fan to the bathroom, and we have that Maxxair Deluxe fan that we absolutely love in the living room, bedroom area. Now, overall, this was actually a fairly simple upgrade. If you've got a walk-on roof that you can easily get to, this could be something that you might be able to tackle yourself. The key is go slow. Make sure you're very careful when working on your roof, as far as make sure you don't puncture your roof. Take your time, get the old sealant off, remove the fan, and then make sure you properly seal it when you go to install your new fan. It's literally that easy. And also don't forget to always disengage your power sources, both 110 and the battery system, when you're working with electricity. We're really excited about this. We absolutely love that Maxxair Deluxe fan. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer one over the other? Are you Team Fantastic Fan or Team Maxxair Fan? Let me know down in the comments which one you prefer and why. Till next time, everybody, happy RVing, and we'll see you on down the road. Good night.